Okay, so just 2 seconds, I'll be with you. Your meeting for custom streaming service, yeah, right. And here it goes. Okay. Here it is. Right, okay, so I'm not interested in that anymore. Okay, got it. Okay, right. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, that should maybe wear a pair of headphones. Oh, I've got the link for the register is in the chat. Okay, so hopefully that's hopefully that's busy. That's visible for everyone. Okay. Okay, I'll just give it a couple of minutes for.
I can't see what did you put? What did you post?
Ah, okay, yeah, it's the. Can you see this now?
Okay, now yes.
Yeah, okay, so it's the thing with the if you join or if you open the chat after, you can't see what's gone before.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just it's stupid. Yeah, because Zoom just does some really weird things. I just don't understand it. Anyway, okay, so let's just wait a few minutes for other people to come in. Excuse me. Right. Yeah. No. Slideshow. Set up slideshow. Individual window. That's what I want. So that goes there. I don't know who that was. Ah, yeah. Okay. That's why I go downstairs. It's because I don't have the. Because here I don't have the webcam. Well, that's all right. So, okay. Second. Okay. Okay, right. I'm just gonna start because it looks like we don't have we're not going to have so many people today, which is okay. Now let me just have a look. Gallery view. This is what I want. Now, why I have turned into Roberta, I have absolutely no idea.
Sorry, why?
Maybe you can't see this. Maybe you can't see this, but there's something really strange with my computer because I can't see your video, but I can see a picture of me on your video stream.
That's strange. I have my camera on, so.
Right. Okay. So I think yeah, it's just weird. I'll tell you what. I'll just in case you don't believe me, I will just do a screenshot here.
No, don't worry. But I can't see any other.
No, in fact, I was just going to. Can other people switch their videos on, please? Let me just. Right. Oh no! What?
So you are there.
No, sorry. This is just unbelievable. Right. Okay. So, Roberta, you've now just morphed into Serafino Pucci. Okay. But now he's switched his video off and he's you've turned into me again. So I don't know what's happening. Can someone else switch their video on, please? Just to see, right. Okay, so Serafino has become Roberta, but he's also Serafino at the same time, and he's superimposed on the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Yeah.
Yes. It's possible
Yeah.
to
Okay.
background.
Yeah, but the only thing is that it's just like a circle, isn't it?
I don't know because I setting the background, but in my computer in a browser version Zoom, is it possible to change large the background? I think is
Yeah.
it possible in a
No.
desktop platform.
Right. Okay. Right. Now you've explained it to me, but it still does not explain why I have you. I actually have two of you, and one of you is on Roberta's video stream.
I don't understand. Sorry.
It's just weird. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to share my screen so you can see what's happening.
Okay.
Can you see this?
It's very strange. Why?
Right. So I think you've explained. At least you've explained to me why there's a circle. Right now you see that it's just me. Okay. So someone else switch their video on. Barbara.
Hi, hello.
Hello. Have you got your video?
What?
Wow, this is weird.
Yeah, it's me. Because I changed it to the computer. The other computer was.
No, I think is better if you switch off the link and switch on another game. There is a little problem with Zoom, I think, because
so are you suggesting that we should use the platform rather than the?
No, it's a very strange to the same frame for people, different people. This is
this is amazing. I'm cloning
in this moment,
myself.
I switch on my video, but there isn't my frame.
Okay, right. I just switched mine off, so maybe it's my problem. Okay, let's see what happens here. So this is just weird. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So if everyone switches their video on, let's see what we could see what happens. But it might be a browser thing. Oh no. So Serafino has turned into Roberta.
I switch on my video, but there isn't my frame, my image.
Okay, so are you using it through the browser?
The browser Zoom, non-desktop Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm using it through the browser this time because I find it sometimes it works better here. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to share my I'm going to share the slides for today, which are exactly the same as last time. Okay, but I'll put them up on the. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll put them up on the chat again. Okay, and I think it's this one. So just dump them in there. Oops, no, didn't want to do that. And I know why. Because okay. Right, okay, I know why, because it's the browser version. Okay, now I understand, I think, but that doesn't help me very much. Okay, let's see if I can't paste the file, good Lord, no. I can chat with everyone and anyone directly. Okay, this is a bit of a pain. Okay, I I've gone green. I will share my screen. So I'll share my window. I will share this one. Okay. Right. Okay. Can you see my window? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So what we did what we were looking at last time, we were looking at this idea of expressing. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger for myself here. Expressing possibility and likelihood of something happening. Okay, and we had a couple of sentences, if you just excuse me, and what we were looking at is we were looking at this thing where we were saying, if you take the example, in 5 years' time, I may well be working for an international company. Okay.
Can I try to?
Sorry for my delay.
Answer with a sentence.
Yes, you can. Now, are you Roberta or Valentina?
Roberta.
Roberta, okay. You go up on Valentina's screen.
No, I'm just right, so I cannot know what are you speaking about. So just arrived.
Okay.
Sorry for the delay.
Right. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put the register link up again. Okay, just in case you can't find it.
Yes, I didn't sign last time. I forgot to. Yeah.
I don't know how that works. So anyway, okay. So Roberta, you're saying, or we were saying that you can imagine that this phrase will work in 5 years' time. I may be working for an international company. Okay. What is the well doing here?
It reinforces the possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
The probability of working for an international company.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a reinforcer, okay? And so we've got the same thing. Got the same thing here. Highly, okay? So it's likely. No, it could be possible. Yeah, it may happen. It's likely. It's highly likely. It's a lot more probable. Okay. So this is what these phrases, these things are doing.
I wanted to ask you if it's correct to say it's highly unlikely for someone to do something.
Yeah, so it is highly unlikely for
me to have a change in my job, for example.
Yeah, for me to change, it's highly unlikely that I will change my job.
Can you say that?
Yes. It's highly unlikely that I will change my job, for example.
But it's highly unlikely for me to have a change in my job.
Not strictly, because for me to have a change in for me to have a change in my job, that's the bit that's not right. Okay, so it's highly unlikely, and I'll put it in the chat, for me to change my and you have to me to change my job. It's highly unlikely for me to change my job. It's highly unlikely for me to start learning Russian at this age. Okay.
Excuse me, could you write the entire sentence, because I'm just arrived and I was doing something else, so I lost some sentences.
Change my job, or it's highly unlikely that I will change, or it's an alternative but similar. It is highly.
So the construction
likely
is
that I will change my job in the next. Where are we? In the next few months. Okay, that's another one. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So the construction is for me to change my job. That for me.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay. So this was one thing, but and I think the idea here was that, or the thing here was that at this sort of level, these are the sorts of pieces of language that you should be starting to bring in. So this idea of the reinforcers. So you're bringing in, let's say, a gradation of probability in this case. So that's one thing. I just wanted to leave that where it is, and move on to another type of it's another type of exercise, which is actually it's actually sort of it's linked to vocabulary, and it's about finding synonyms and being able to paraphrase. So in this case, what we're looking at is you will have in the exam, you will have a sentence which is or a phrase which is organized in a particular way. So Madeline felt sure that she would be offered the job, but what you have to do is you have to use this word here. Okay, you will have a word in capitals, and so the instructions are that you must use between 3 and 6 words to use this word in a sentence which means the same as this. Okay, yeah. So these are the instructions. Okay, I'd suggest we have a go at the first one, and then you can see how it works. Okay. So I'll give you a few minutes just to think about how this works. Can you see it okay? Yeah, okay. No, because unfortunately I can't send the files through the message through the chat today for some reason. So okay, so I'll give you a few minutes just to have a look at the first one and see if you can come up with an answer for that.
Madeline felt she was bound to be offered the job.
Sorry? Madeline
felt she was bound to be offered the job. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Bound to be offered. Yes, Madeline felt she was bound to be offered the job. So bound to be, okay, is sure. Okay. So it's a measure of certainty. Yeah, to be bound to. It's bound to have arrived by now. It should have arrived by now. Okay, so this is the idea here. Okay, right. So have a look at the other phrases. This Boris here is not Boris Johnson, of course. It's just a Boris.
It could be there is little likelihood to win the prize.
Okay, there is little likelihood
to win the prize.
That Boris will win. Okay, because we need to make sure that it's a close paraphrase. Okay, so there is little likelihood that
for Boris
that Boris will win. Okay, so let me just little likelihood Boris will win the prize. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What about the next one?
Takeshi may well have seen your message.
Yes. Okay. Whoever Takezi is, Takezi may well have seen your message. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. What about these? Sure you didn't remember to post that thing.
You must have I forgot. You must have forgot to post the letter. You must have forgotten, sorry.
Yeah, you must have forgotten.
Forgotten to post the letter, yeah.
You must have forgotten to post the letter. Okay,
Yeah.
There's a 2. There's a 2 at the end of that. You must have forgotten to do something. Okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so if you arrive late, the teacher may well get angry with you.
Shall I answer again, or?
Let's see. Let's see
know,
if
yes,
someone
if
else is,
others
or maybe they're falling asleep or cooking their pasta.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not okay today at all. I'm really fed up with school.
You're fed up with school?
Yeah, totally.
You're tired?
I cannot resonate today. It's impossible.
Okay.
So I'm not aware about what you are doing now. So because I will complete the second sentence, but is sentence number 4, 5, 6. So I am not finding the sentence.
Okay. Right. Okay. No, because I'm having trouble finding out who is speaking stuff, because the stream is just showing my face, which is stupid. Okay. Okay. Anybody want to have a go at number 5?
Why there's written complete the second sentence so that it has similar meaning to the first sentence? Where are the sentences? I see sentence number 4, 5, 6, and I don't find the second.
No. This is the sentence. If you arrive late, the teacher may well get angry with you. Can you see this? Yes.
So you mean the sentence in the middle among the 3?
Yeah. No. So what you have to do.
No, every sentence must be rewritten in another way.
Yeah. So this is the.
Okay.
No, not any. Hold on a minute. This is the sentence that you are given. Okay. You have to use this word, and you have to rewrite this sentence, starting here. So the teacher. You have to use this word. Okay. That's the way. This is the type of question you get on the exam. Okay.
So each sentence, because I'm reading in the left side, there is complete the second sentence, so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence.
Yeah, that's this. It's this sentence. It's this one.
The second is teacher, and the first if you arrive. Okay. For each.
Yeah. Okay. So, anybody? Number 5.
The teacher likely.
Okay, so who was this?
Well, get angry with you.
Okay, so can you repeat that, Ivo, because I didn't quite hear.
If you arrive late, the teacher likely
No. You have to use. You have to start. Oh, sorry. You have to start here. So the teacher.
The teacher.
Okay. Is.
Is. Hungry. No.
It's likely. It's likely
Yeah,
to lose.
It's likely angry.
Vai, Roberta, go.
Is likely to lose his temper with you if you arrive late.
That's exactly it. Okay, so let me just put that. It's likely to lose. To lose your temper is to get angry. Okay, so
it's like to lose.
excuse me. There. I'm getting. Okay, right. Last one.
Is there any chance you could help?
Help me?
Yeah, that's it.
Could help me with essay.
Yeah. Is there any chance you could help me with the essay? Is there any chance that you could help me with the essay? Okay. In this case, you don't want that. Is there any chance you could help? And that's 2, 4, 6, and maximum 6 words. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. So right. So the idea here is that we're going to do a little bit of talking, maybe. So, excuse me, I'm tired too. What I'd like you to do, I'd like to spend a couple of seconds, maybe a minute, okay, just looking at this, these ideas here. So what have we got? We've got how effective might these things be in making employers' working lives more pleasant? Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to think about what you could say about each one of these things. Okay, you don't have to say a lot. Okay, it's just what type of language would you use to describe your ideas on whether these would be useful or not to make employees' lives more pleasant. This is from a fairly recent exam, actually. So, the context is this. This would be a speaking task where you're going to talk to a partner. Okay, but I think the first thing we need to do is to think about what sort of things we would say, maybe. Okay, so give you a couple of minutes just to think about this. Okay, maybe make a few notes, and then we'll just have a round, let's say a round table. Okay, and in the meantime, for anyone who is coming late, I will put the link on that's the register link. Okay, so just spend a few
Gordon, please don't get angry.
Just spend a couple of minutes.
I had a call from school because of that and everything. I didn't listen what you explained. Please, could you repeat?
So just spend a couple of minutes getting some ideas, okay?
Sorry, but some ideas about what I'm reading now.
Okay, sorry. Some ideas
I
about
couldn't
what would...
listen you because it was a very urgent call. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's
I
okay.
had an urgent call.
Some ideas about what you would say about how you would, let's say, answer this question, thinking about these particular points. Okay, so how effective might these things be in making employees' working lives more pleasant? Okay, that's the context, that's the idea. Okay. Yeah, so just spend a couple of minutes looking at this and thinking about some ideas, what you could talk about here. Okay,
Focusing on that, on those topics.
yes, yeah, this is the context, this is what you would get in the exam. Okay. What's the process in this? Is it T4? It's an I5, that's why.
Che serio. No. Ok. Oh, si è sbagliato 3. 10. 8. 6 doveva 10 punti.
Okay, now, okay, so we've got a few more people now. And, oh, well, everyone's just scrambled up. Okay, right. So this isn't I5, that explains why. In fact, it's written here, it's an I5. Okay, right. Okay, so Donato has become Christina. Valentina's gone back to being Valentina. Ivo is still Ivo. I've become Roberta. No. Oh, I think Christina's become Valentina and Donato. That's clever. That's weird. Really strange. Okay, right. No, it's just I've got nine pictures on the screen. 2 are blank. I've got Ivo in the middle. I've got Barbara. I've got 2 of me, and I've got 3 of Christina. Okay, so
I lost my connection for a while, and then I came.
Okay, yeah, you've been hijacked by Christina, I think. So oh, and Roberta's come back, and now she's also Donato, and Ivo has become Valentina. This is just really unbelievable. This is sorry, I've never seen this before. Right, okay, let's get on with this exercise. So
double person master. That's a double personality monster.
I don't know what it is, or it's just bad programming or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, okay, so let's think. Let's have a look at this. So let's throw some ideas around first, and then we maybe have a practice. So anybody, how effective do you think some of these things might be in making employees' working lives more pleasant? What do you think?
Okay, can I start? I think that free transport and maybe flexible working hours could be effective in making working lives more pleasant, because the petrol costs a lot. And I spend a lot to go back and forth from where I work to where I live. And maybe if you could have more flexible hours, could be better, more useful, because you may have small children, you may have a visit to the doctor, to take an old parent, an elderly person to a doctor, and so on, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to. I know. I'm going to make a note on the chat there. A relative. Yeah. A relative,
maybe also parent, because we may have a father or a mother. I wasn't.
Yeah. Certainly.
Relative.
Certainly.
Okay.
Okay.
Could I say relative? Okay.
Yeah. No. That's fine. Okay. Someone else. That's great. Thank you, Bob.
I wouldn't appreciate too much a staff club or a leisure center, but I would like to have some flexible working hours for transport, as Barbara said. So I'm agree with her. I mean that I don't mind if they give me a gym or a leisure center, but I prefer they let me free to choose my timetables or how to get to my work. So I would prefer this one instead of leisure centers or something stupid accessories or etc. For instance. Okay. Stupid for me. Agree with me.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
May I?
What about Beatrice?
Oh yes. May I choose a staff social club? I know it's a kind of superficial, but I like this item, I think, because it's important to encourage a communication in common areas and provide this common area with bright colors, with a great piece of furniture where people can have coffee, a conversation, something like that. I think it's great. I've never tried before, but I'd like to have a social club like that. Like I can imagine Google with old people around, happy people. You know, I like to have a.
So do you think it's something which people would appreciate?
Share. I don't know. Conversation, share time, enjoy together, to know each other. It's great, I think.
So it could create quite a good, let's say,
relationship with
good relationships between people at work. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Someone else?
In my opinion, I think flexible working hours could be an idea, because everyone can organize his job, dedicated to family, and improve social life. Could be a good idea to make employees' lives more pleasant.
Okay, good. What about Marta?
In my opinion,
Ivo,
if the company decided to make free transport to and from work will be not more pleasant, but only cheaper the lives. And the same is the result about an expensive staff restaurant. But in my opinion, the question is linked to the more pleasant. I think the life may be more pleasant if the company decided to make flexible working hours. So I agree on that proposal, and insert in near or the working place a staff social club and a sports center and gym, because the other two proposals are strictly linked with spare money, and so they are not linked with pleasant life.
Okay.
And they can spare money, okay, but it is not a more pleasant life in working place.
The best would be not flexible hours, but reduced hours. That would be the best, agree with me. Yeah, the most pleasant would be reducing time
at the same salary.
Yes, of course. Yes. And with the all included, I mean restaurants and transport and everything, and reducing the hours.
Well, of course you could sort of get around the transport if you're actually working, if you're actually able to work from home or work from a remote, so that you don't actually have to go into the office. Obviously, it depends on what type of work you do, or maybe the best thing is some sort of mixed situation where, because I think people who do work from home a lot miss the social interaction. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's fine. What about now? I did ask, is Marta there? Have you got any? No, because the thing is, hello.
Hello, I agree with all of you, and for young people, it's important all these things: a staff social club, free transport to and from work, and inexpensive staff. Restaurant, flexible working hours, sports center, all these things are important for young people.
Okay, just for young people.
Only for young.
Yeah.
Just for young.
Because I've had experience of in different lives, let's say, of some of these things. Okay, and for example, particularly larger companies which they're interested in creating let's say a social life, because quite often in larger companies people do actually spend a lot of time together, and so the idea of, for example, the social club, there were actually clubs organizing events and sporting events and sport and all sorts of like fairs and different types of days during the summer, so it can actually get quite useful. And it wasn't just for young people, it was for everybody, and surprisingly everybody really sort of enjoyed taking part. It built quite a good sensation, and it allowed people to get to know each other from across different places in the company. So it's quite interesting.
That's
Okay.
because there's the idea. That's because there's the idea of a team. No, it's like a
It's the idea of community.
Yeah,
it's the idea of a community.
Yeah,
which in reality it sort of is in a way. What about let's just see who else we got. Filomena. Now I don't know whether you spoke before.
For me, one of the most important is flexible working hours. In my opinion, there are many reasons. First, maybe it's something not usual that women had some others duties. For example, they work at home. They have to take care of their kids. So maybe flexible working hours can help them to have a more relaxed day and maybe have some time to spend for themselves for something relaxing.
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea of flexible working hours, I think, is something which a lot of people, which is it's more important for many people, I think, than maybe these other things which may be seen as being superficial. I suppose it does depend on who you are, but the flexibility is something particularly for people with children, particularly for families. It can be very useful.
In fact, I was thinking about these last 2 years with the COVID situation. A lot of families had a lot of problems to take care about their kids. Above all, when schools were closed, and I think maybe flexible working hours can help to father and mummies to change their hours and spend more time with their children.
I mean, I think the flexibility is definitely something which is very useful. Okay, right now. Okay, so I suppose the thing here, this will be an exercise where you would be working with a partner. So the first part of the question would be just basically to discuss the pros and the cons, you know, the positives and the negatives of the different possibilities. And then the second part is to actually decide which two things you think would benefit most. Okay, so what's the key thing here? Is it to make a correct decision, or is it to demonstrate that you're able to agree and disagree?
In my opinion, the priority number one is a staff social club. And,
okay, but the thing is, Ivo, in the exam situation, my question is this: is it important to get let's say a correct answer, or is it important to demonstrate that you can agree and disagree with someone? Okay,
the second you said.
That's the thing. So what you need to be thinking about is not whether, I mean, in the end, who cares? There is no right answer here. Okay, in the end, the key thing here is to be able to demonstrate that you know the language for agreeing and disagreeing, and you don't have to agree with everything, okay? And you don't have to, and whatever happens, you shouldn't get let's say hung up in Alborato about whether it's right or wrong, okay? What you have to be able to show is that you know how you can use the correct language to discuss something. And if you don't agree in the end, that's fine. You can literally end by saying, okay, well, maybe we will just have to agree to disagree. Okay, and that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly normal. Okay, yeah. So this type of exercise can be quite a challenge, let's say. So does anybody, I'd like 2 volunteers who might want to try this. Try the exercise. So the idea is that you will have a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, to very quickly make it. Well, he said here it says a minute, but I'd give you more time because it takes time to gather ideas here. But 2 volunteers to have a go at deciding which. Coming to some sort of conclusion about the 2 things which you think would benefit most. Okay, so
I could just repeat my incipit. How can I say? I could start repeat what I said before. It's like agree with me. The 2 most important way to increase the quality of life of people who are working are that the flexible working hours and the free transport and from work. Maybe. But I was just repeating what I told, so it's not so much useful if anybody says something else.
Okay.
Well, I agree with you, but I also think that even having a sport center and gym, so giving this possibility at work is a really an extraordinary opportunity and very unusual here in Italy. So I think that in that situation you can feel free to have more social relations with your colleagues and even relax and reduce your stress level.
Okay, so you think that would be a useful benefit? It would benefit people.
Distressing people.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
right.
So.
Okay, so we've got 3 things there. So which do you think might be the best? Let's say the best 2. So you guys, you discuss it.
We should have to avoid one of those.
Okay, so yeah, so okay, so what? How would you do this? How would you do this? Because the thing is this. I know it's difficult to do this around a computer screen, but the thing is this, that it becomes because these conversations are really quite artificial. Okay, that's why they give you these let's say these schemes to work on. Okay, but when you're sort of preparing for the exam, what you have to do is you have to practice these. You have to use these to practice them. Okay, because it is artificial. Yeah. So it becomes a bit more, let's say, so you are able to, let's say, recognize how you can use the opportunity to show that you know the language, because in the end, that's what they're looking for. Okay.
For instance, saying that it would be less artificial if everybody would be connected with the video camera. So maybe it's better. We could communicate easier because now we see like too many people like black screen and.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, if people want to switch on their video cameras,
yeah,
okay.
I feel more comfortable if I can see the faces who I'm speaking with. So maybe just a suggestion.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, if people want to switch on their cameras.
In order to continue the discussing, if I have to choose and select some items, I have also to think what is my main idea. For instance, if I think about saving money, probably it's better to select free transport to and from work, and also an inexpensive staff restaurant. But if I have as my purpose to give more opportunities to relax, probably it's better to choose a sports center and gym. But even flexible working hours is an important opportunity because, as you said before, many families have a lot of problems to organize their daily life, especially their working daily life and their family life.
Okay. No. Yeah. I mean that sounds fine. That sounds fine. So what you're doing is you're looking at different aspects of the you're looking from different points of view. But remember, the whole thing is to not get fixed on whether the idea is right or wrong. It's just to be able to express it and be able to pass that ball of the conversation around so that you're able to show that you know the language. That's the key point. Okay, so something that we didn't, and I just want to have a look at this. Okay, right. Something that we didn't really look at before, but which could be useful in this type of situation, is the idea of specific words, okay, specific vocabulary. So what about if you look at these different things, these different phrases we've all heard about work-life balance, okay. Talk about a commute, okay. Talk about feeling valued, you talk about giving praise, feeling isolated. This is a bit more, let's say, generic, a job vacancy. You talk about being motivated, motivating people, having motivation. Okay, you talk about a workload, how much work you have to do. Okay, you might talk about recruiting someone, you might talk about taking somebody on. That's the same, to recruit. Okay, so I'll just put that one up here. To take someone, sorry, to take someone on, somebody on. Okay, this is to employ someone. Yeah. Typing is terrible. sometimes to employ someone. Okay, you might be talking about a trainee. You talk about a work environment. You talk about a workplace. Okay, so these are all things. So what I'd like you to do, I'd like to spend a minute thinking about how you could use some of this vocabulary, talking about your own work. Okay. Yeah. So how could you put together some phrases using some of these ideas? Yeah. So I'll give you a couple of minutes just to think about this, and then I'm going to go around the class to ask. Okay.
Some of them we already used. For instance, good work life, when I said quality of life, or when Beatrice said it's better for people having a relationship instead of feeling isolation, for instance. There are some of them that already appeared in our conversation.
Yeah, what about for yourself though? What about for yourself? That's what I'm asking. Can you think about how you can use some of these for yourself or for your own work situation? Yeah.
Yes, but I think that some of them we already used during our communication.
Okay. But just because we've used them doesn't mean to say we can't use them again, because they are just
or
words.
even using some more. Okay.
Yeah, or using some more. Yeah. Okay, so I think someone's having a bit of trouble with connections. Okay, so I don't know. Marta, what do you think?
Which is the question? Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. Can you just use a couple of these phrases to talk about your own situation?
In a working situation?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's difficult. Maybe I should feel valued because for the job I do, for what I do, and maybe, and I hope to have given praises. I should give praise to my students, but I also I'd love to be given, to receive praises. Praise.
Or to be praised. To be praised.
It's not countable, and I don't think it is. And
no, you are praised. Okay, so someone praises you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe I should be a better communicator than I am, actually. I think, because a teacher should be a better communicator. And what else? I don't know.
Okay, no, this is fine. Do you feel motivated?
I try to.
Okay, and what about motivate? What about motivating?
If you aren't motivated, you cannot leave your bed in the morning. You see.
Yeah.
You must have a little bit of motivation. Otherwise, you don't get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Or not?
Okay. Okay. So, Christina, what do you think? What would you say?
I would say that it is also important to create.
For you.
Yes, for me, it's important to create a very good work environment, and you can reach it if you have better relationships, and you work every day to maintain good relationships with all your colleagues, but even with all of your students. So it is something that you are in like walking on a path, and so every day you have to work about it. But I also agree with the other participant, and I think that it is also important to be praised in our job. Not only give praise. Sorry.
Okay, can I just ask you, who praises you? Where do you get this recognition from?
Yes,
so that's the other thing. So we talk about praise, but we also talk about.
It's important that even, for instance, your principal, because when you communicate with a person, even the tone that you use, the words that you use are very important, and you can show your empathy with the others, and using the correct words with the appropriate tone, you can appreciate others.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. What about Beatrice? Beatrice, what do you think?
Okay, I think frequent reward is very important for me, probably by students, and feedback indicates that I'm follow the right path. Students are the best manager, probably, because they are going to tell me if I'm going to pursue the right way, and if I fulfill my task, how can I say, if I do the right thing. I think recognize and reward teachers frequently is very, very important.
So how do they reward you? Do they give you chocolate?
Oh yes, of course, chocolate. No, come on. They give me no, because the relationship that I share with them is very important, and we have a very good relationship. Then they are teenagers, so I can have a very good. I can share good relationship with them. Yes, it's the best way to teach. No, without any relationship will be any teaching, I think. It will be very difficult to teach if you don't have a relationship with them.
Yes, yes.
The relationship is the best, the main thing.
Okay. Okay, right. So I'm sorry, I'm just having a look at these the rest of these slides, because I prepared this for last week and I've forgotten what I put in. Okay, no, that's fine.
I would say one of the ways to increase your motivation maybe could be being able to be more creative in your job. That could increase the interior motivation, I mean, because it's more fun, even fun, maybe, no?
Okay, so how could you
enjoyable something that is
okay, so because it gives you more space for autonomy, doesn't it? How could that be? How could you do that, do you think?
For instance,
let's ask people about that.
Okay, maybe for instance in teaching is more suitable to do something creative sometimes when they allow you can do, because now school is every day more strict and how can I say ruled. But that would be one of the jobs that maybe would let you be more creative if it is like yesterday.
Okay, I'm just going to open this to everyone else. I mean, If we think about sort of creativity in teaching, how to be a creative teacher.
When I'm able to do, I put some of my experience, my personal experience, generally in music sphere, and I can put that inside the lesson itself. So it increased my motivation because it's a more creative lesson, because it involves music inside the lesson. So, for instance, this let me feel more satisfied about the lesson itself.
Okay.
And I can taste it. I mean,
yeah. Or you can feel it rather than taste it.
Taste. No, I can taste it. The pleasure, no? Okay.
Oh, okay.
While if I don't do like that, it's like an aseptic lesson. You know?
Okay. What do you think, Ivo, about creativity? How can you be more creative?
Yes, it may be important, but it depends on the work. In teaching, it's possible to be creative, and maybe you have some advantages from students who can be involved in the creation of some. For example, when I was in history and philosophy teacher, some sentences created by students about some philosopher was very impressed because of the originality of the reflection and the interiority, richness. It was very motivated for a teacher. But if you are only employers in an office, is impossible to be creative.
Well, no, not necessarily impossible. I think it really does depend on what you're doing and how, what sort of, let's say.
For example, in my past, I was for 2 years in the Corte dei Conti in Milan. And yes, no creativity. It was impossible.
No.
Because you have to apply the rules, only the rules.
No. I mean that.
I mean, did you realize I used the past? I said in the past yesterday because teaching was like that. Now is every day more ruled. Like you need to do like that. You need to comply with the the tasks or the how can I say competence in abilities.
Competencies.
So you need to follow a path that is every day more. So creative is very everyday less.
So there's less possibility for being for being creative.
We say in Italy, la libertà di insegnamento, no? We will say in Italy is everyday less. So, no. How do you say? Well, it's la libertà di insegnamento. Freedom of teaching. How do you say in English?
The thing is that concept doesn't really have an equivalent in the English system because the
doesn't exist.
No, in the sense that it's I think it's always been a lot more, let's say, structured. So in that sense, there's let's say you may have creativity in the way things are done, the way things are proposed, but let's say it's always within a framework of something. Okay, it's like everything. There are always, let's say, frameworks and boundaries. Yeah. Okay. But
scaffolding, no? Like
yeah, exactly. So
it's very, very boring, you know, the scaffolding.
Well, it can be, but at the same time, there can be other things which it allows you to do. So, Christina, what do you think? What do you think about this idea of creativity?
Yes, I agree that in teaching you have many possibilities to create every day and change every day your way of teaching and your approach, and even motivate others, because it is included in our way of thinking, in our mind, of our job, to think every day new ways to include, to create a better inclusion for everybody, for every pupils. So I think that we have a lot of opportunities, but I also believe that I need, some days I need more energies to be creative. It's not so easy, you know. We can say it very fast. Oh, it's very nice to be creative, but every day it's like a challenge in our job, in teaching. So you have, it's not very, how can I say, any very, very fast to reach it. You have to work on it. And for me, for instance, it's important to think about more ways, more, more paths to propose to students, to pupils, and decide each day which is the best solution, the best thing to choose, because every day is different, and it also depends on the atmosphere that is in the classroom in that particular moment.
Okay.
So for instance, I can also stick. Using the stick.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a joke. It was a joke. The best solution is using the stick, like you know. Once upon a time, they were using the stick. It was a joke.
Oh yeah.
When Gordon asked, "How do you feel appreciated with chocolate?" and I thought the opposite. How do you feel not appreciated, but able to be by using the stick? It was a joke.
Okay. No, that's fine. Okay, so you've been talking about motivation, so I just thought I'd sort of pull this up, because this was a task from an exam not so long ago, actually. So thinking about motivation. Okay, so we've got some different situations here for motivation. How important is it to be motivated here? That's the question. So what do people think? 6, 8. So I've noticed that Filomena is being extremely quiet.
Oh, okay. I'm quiet.
So what do you think about motivation here, Filomena?
I think that I was thinking about studying for an exam, and when I read this sentence, I was thinking about people, young people who start university, and Yeah, I think that the first year at university may be very difficult for students that finish high school and have to start a new way to studying, a new situation, new students, a different kind of a new classroom, a different kind of classroom. And maybe the university teachers, laboratory can help to motivate them and to help them to finish their studies. For example, in Italy, there are a lot of students that didn't finish their how do you say the laurea? I don't remember the
degree course.
Degree.
Yeah,
They didn't finish their degree. Maybe
drop out.
At the first year, a lot of students decided to start to work. I think that important. This can be very important. Motivated them.
Yeah. Why do you think there is this dispersion? Because this is dispersion. It's academic dispersion, isn't it? It's people dropping out basically. Why do you think that happens?
I think that maybe Italian schools.
I was. Excuse me. I was.
Sorry, Filomena. I think Valentina's lost the connection.
I was just asking.
Hello.
I was just asking, what does it mean? I used dropout.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So let me
dispersion.
just. Yeah. Okay. So
which is the difference between I said dropout and you said dispersion?
Yeah, to drop out of university or to drop out of something. Okay. Okay.
That you live like quite.
Yeah, it's when you quit.
Stop.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, to drop out. Yeah.
While the dispersion is something like a general way of living.
No, I might even be translating it directly from the Italian actually, because it's the it's the idea of
mi say la dispersione scolastica, but
yeah,
I think
dispersione scolastico. Okay, so it's dropping out basically. It's not completing the courses. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, Filomena, you were saying something.
Yes, I first of all, I think that the high school battle from primary, media, the secondary school, the structure of students and teachers is a kind of communion. I think that students feel good. There is a little family inside their classroom. And maybe when they start a new steps, maybe they didn't find their friends. They can't have the empathetic situation, and sometimes it's hard to study by themselves. For example, at school, there are different levels, but they can work in pair, they can study together, and maybe there is a sort of peer-to-peer, they can help each other. When they are at university, you have to study by yourself, a lot of time, of exams.
I think I have to disagree with that in the sense that okay, in the end the exam you do is you have to do it yourself, but I'm just thinking about the courses that my kids are doing at university. although they are abroad. They do a lot of collaborative work. They work a lot in groups, a lot in teams. They do a lot of activities where even laboratory activities where they actually have to do quite a lot of stuff with other people. And so they're really stimulated to, let's say, to interact. So I don't know, at the same time, they do have to do the exams, and when you're in the exam, it's you with your brain and a piece of paper and a pencil. So there's also that too. But I suppose it does depend on the context, and it will depend on the subject as well, I think.
Yes,
so,
it depends on the subject, because at university you have to learn to study by yourself. You didn't pass the exam.
You have to learn how to learn.
Exactly.
You have to learn how to learn. You have to learn how it works best for you. Yeah.
And furthermore, it depends also from the university. For example, in Verona, I noticed that I talk about Verona because I know Verona. It's the situation is different. For example, studying in Milan, where maybe there are a lot of people. Here you have the possibility to create your group, your classroom. Maybe also the city depends on the conclusion of your study. Maybe it's an opinion.
Yeah. I mean, again, I suppose it depends on all of these factors, which can be quite different. Okay, that's good. That's good. Great. Thank you very much. Okay, so right, so it's 7:30, so it's time to stop. So we'll have hopefully we'll meet again next week. Okay. And in the meantime, have a good, I will say goodbye to everyone. Have a good weekend. Have a good end of the week. And we will meet again next week. Okay.
Excuse me,
okay, so,
Bye-bye.
Excuse me, because I joined late. I was attending another meeting, another school meeting. I would like to know if you put on the chat the materials. Thank you.
There it is. Okay, no, because it's this weird thing about Zoom that that people who join late can't see the early part of the